Imagine a world where Voldemort's curse never reached Harry Potter, a world where James and Lily Potter survived that night in Godric's Hollow. How would this change the Wizarding world? How would it reshape Harry's destiny, Hogwarts, and the ultimate fight against Voldemort? Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating what if scenarios in Harry Potter lore. What if Harry's parents never died? Now, guys, welcome to the Loreverse. It's your boy CB Hayes, and we're going to dig deep into this, and this is going to be awesome. So, the most important fixed point in Harry's story is Voldemort's attempt to kill him. The prophecy said a child born at the end of July could defeat the Dark Lord. And Voldemort believed Harry was that child. But what if Lily and James had survived? If Lily refused to step aside, but Voldemort was defeated another way, say Dumbledore intervened or Voldemort hesitated, then the killing curse would have never rebounded. Harry wouldn't become the boy who lived. Voldemort would have lived longer, or at least disappeared without the myth of Harry as his vanquisher. And this changes Harry's entire identity. Instead of being the famous orphan raised by the Dursleys, Harry grows up in a loving wizarding family with James' boldness, Lily's intelligence, and none of the abuse or neglect that shaped him in the original timeline. Now, Harry would have grown up knowing who he was, right? No cupboard under the stairs, no bullying Dudley, no life of secrecy whatsoever. And James would likely encourage Harry's love for Quidditch early, teach him how to fly before Hogwarts. Now, Lily, who is super brilliant in charms and potions, would nurture his magical education long before he ever received his letter. And instead of being an outsider, Harry would arrive at Hogwarts as the son of two respected, beloved members of the Order of the Phoenix. And this Harry wouldn't be the chosen one in the same way. He'd be a prodigy with two powerful mentors at home. Now, if James lived, then so would the Marauders bond, right? Sirius Black would never be framed for betraying the Potters because the betrayal might never happen in the same way. Sirius would remain Harry's godfather and likely live with or near the Potters. Peter Pettigrew's betrayal would be exposed far earlier, and without his cover, Pettigrew couldn't resurrect Voldemort. That alone could stop Voldemort's eventual return. And even Remus Lupin, right? He would remain close to the family, free of the isolation he faced in the original timeline. And this means that Harry grows up surrounded by an extended family of sorts: James, Lily, Sirius, and Remus. And that's a very different upbringing from the lonely boy we met in The Philosopher's Stone. And Hogwarts, right, would still be a huge turning point, but with key differences. Harry wouldn't arrive as the famous boy who lived, but as the son of James and Lily, who are respected in their own right. And he'd still make friends like Ron and Hermione, but under different circumstances. And with James alive, right, Harry might be sorted into Gryffindor even more confidently, carrying on the Potter legacy. And Snape's rivalry with Harry would still exist, but perhaps less toxic. With Lily alive, Snape's resentment might be softened, though his bitterness towards James would remain. And the real question is, would Harry still rise to greatness without the weight of destiny on his shoulders? Now, here's where things can get very interesting. Without Harry being the chosen one, the Voldemort story also changes drastically. If Voldemort isn't defeated that night, the war may continue with James and Lily fighting alongside the Order, and Harry will grow up in the center of it, right? Much like, Teddy Lupin's story. And if Voldemort is defeated in some other way, then the prophecy might shift. Perhaps Neville Longbottom becomes the true chosen one. And this means the ultimate confrontation at Hogwarts could look completely different with Neville as the central hero. And without Pettigrew, right, Voldemort's resurrection would extremely be difficult, and if not impossible. And this could mean the Wizarding world never experiences a second war at all. And even think about the ripple effect, right, on key characters. Like, think about Dumbledore. With Harry not marked as the chosen one, Dumbledore might have focused more on Neville or prepared the Order in a whole different way, even from Snape's perspective. With Lily alive, Snape's guilt-driven loyalty to Dumbledore might never form, and this could completely unravel the events leading to Voldemort's downfall. Draco, right? Let's think about Draco. Harry and Draco's rivalry will be less about fame and more about the legacy, Potter versus Malfoy, and this could make the story even more personal between those two. And even Ginny Weasley, right? Would Harry still fall for Ginny without the same childhood experiences, or would Lily's influence guide Harry differently in relationships? I think he would go for a girl more like Hermione than Ginny, in my opinion. So how does this all end? If Voldemort survives longer, Harry would still eventually confront him, but as a fully trained, confident wizard with his parents by his side. If Voldemort is destroyed early on, Harry's story might be less about defeating evil and more about becoming a great wizard in his own right, a Quidditch star, an Auror, or even a future Hogwarts professor. And the ultimate tragedy is that, the Harry Potter we know, courageous, selfless, and resilient, was forged in the crucible of loss. And without that pain, Harry's life would be better. but the world we love in the books and films will be unrecognizable. And so I'm going to leave you guys with this. The death of James and Lily, right, defined not only Harry's journey, but the entire Wizarding world. Without it, Voldemort's rise and fall, the prophecy, and even the friendships Harry made at Hogwarts would all look drastically different. And it's really a bittersweet what if, a world where Harry got the family he deserved, but one where the story of the boy who lived might have never existed. I hope you guys enjoyed this what if scenario on what if Harry Potter's parents survived. I've been wanting to do this for a while. I've seen some other ones, so I wanted to add my own little twist on it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell, and peace out.